From the tiniest spark in a single cell to the endless cascade of thought and emotion, your nervous system orchestrates the symphony of your existence. Every heartbeat, every breath, every flicker of awareness flows through a vast network of neurons, nerves, and signals, a network older than memory, humming quietly since before you were born. Tonight, we embark on a journey into this hidden universe within you, exploring how your body not only moves through the world, but notices, feels, remembers, and dreams. This is the story of the nervous system, the silent conductor of consciousness, the artist behind every sensation, thought, and emotion. Welcome to the Wonder Lab, where we unravel the symphony of consciousness and discover how the very fabric of your being comes alive, beneath the surface of every action. Every thought and every heartbeat lies a network so intricate it defies imagination. Your nervous system, an elaborate tapestry of neurons, nerves, and signals, has been alive since the very first moment of your existence. Before you opened your eyes to the world, before your heart had learned its rhythm, it was already humming, mapping sensation, possibility, and life itself. Every movement you make begins here. From the blink of an eye to the tap of a finger, signals race along neural highways faster than lightning, orchestrated with perfect timing. Your brain interprets, the spinal cord conveys, and the peripheral nerves carry instructions to every corner of your body. Yet it is not just mechanics, it is poetry in motion, a symphony conducted in silence. Consider the heart beating in subtle harmony with thought and emotion. When you feel fear, the nervous system whispers through every fiber of your being, quickening pulses, sharpening perception. When calm returns, it gently slows the tempo, coaxing you back into balance. And the lungs, the gut, even digestion join this quiet orchestra, adjusting their rhythm to match the world within and around you. From reflex to reason, from instinct to imagination, the nervous system connects every aspect of your life. It predicts, adapts, and responds, creating the continuity that allows you to feel, to remember, and to be. Without it, there would be no awareness, no sensation, no self. It is both ancient and immediate, intimate and vast, a network that has carried the spark of life for millions of years, culminating in the conscious being that you are today. This is part one of our journey. We begin by witnessing the nervous system in motion, the hidden conductor shaping the rhythms of your body, mind, and experience. From the first electric pulse to the orchestra of consciousness, we will explore how this silent network makes life not only possible, but profoundly alive. As part one revealed, the nervous system is more than a messenger of movement. It is the stage upon which consciousness performs. Every thought, every memory, every sensation begins as a spark of electricity, a tiny signal racing through a maze of neurons. Yet the story does not end there. For awareness is not simply knowing. It is the intricate dialogue between the body and the mind, a conversation that unfolds across time and space. When light falls upon your retina, it is not merely detected, it is interpreted. Signals travel through the optic nerve, leap across synapses in the visual cortex, and are woven together with memory and emotion. Out of this immense complexity emerges a single experience: the warmth of sunlight on your skin, the breathtaking spectrum of a sunset, the feeling of presence itself. This is consciousness in action, The nervous system translating matter and energy into the poetry of life. Yet consciousness has layers. There is the outer awareness, the sights, sounds, and sensations of the world around you. And there is the inner awareness, the recognition that you are the observer, a self persisting across time. Memory threads together moments past with the present, while emotion colors the world with meaning. Attention focuses your awareness, selecting which aspects of reality will shape your experience. Together, these threads weave a sense of identity that is at once fragile and enduring. Consider the dance of emotion and physiology. Fear quickens the heartbeat, tenses muscles, and sharpens vision. Joy softens the breath, relaxes the body, and colors perception with warmth. The nervous system is a bridge, translating inner states into bodily response and feeding back outward to refine experience. The gut, through the vagus nerve, whispers into the mind, while the brain adjusts hormones and neurotransmitters, orchestrating harmony from chaos. It is a conversation without pause, a continuous dialogue between thought and sensation, feeling and action. Even the simplest gestures, the turning of a head, the lifting of a hand require millions of neurons firing in precise sequences. Reflex arcs in the spinal cord manage split-second decisions, while sensory feedback confirms success, all beneath the level of awareness. Consciousness floats atop this current like a melody carried by countless instruments playing in perfect synchrony. Sleep becomes rehearsal, replaying the patterns of the day, strengthening memory and repairing the mind. And when you awaken, the performance resumes, seamless, continuous, unbroken. The nervous system is also an anticipator. It does not merely react, it predicts, adapts, and balances. Heart rate, breathing, digestion, and temperature adjust automatically, guided by the subtle rhythms of life itself. Neurotransmitters, serotonin, acetylcholine act as notes in this symphony, modulating mood, attention, and memory. Every fleeting thought, every sigh, every smile is scored in this silent music. From reflex to reflection, from sensation to self, the nervous system creates a canvas for consciousness. It is the invisible bridge between matter and mind, between instinct and imagination. Every experience you hold, every identity you form, every story you tell yourself arises from this dynamic interplay of signals and connections. It is fragile, yes, yet resilient, capable of adapting, rebuilding, and sustaining life even through injury, stress, or change. As we explore deeper, it becomes clear the nervous system does not simply sustain existence, it shapes it. The rhythms of your body and the currents of your mind are inseparable, co-creating a living symphony that defines what it means to be. In this part 2, we witness not only the mechanics of life, but its poetry. The way electricity and chemistry become thought, sensation, and awareness. Here, the ordinary act of living transforms into the extraordinary miracle of experience. Join us as we continue this journey through the inner symphony, where neurons sing, muscles respond, organs converse, and consciousness arises. In understanding this hidden conductor, we begin to glimpse the beauty of life itself, unfolding moment by moment, pulse by pulse, thought by thought. In the previous chapters, we traced the pathways of sensation, movement, and the rhythms of the nervous system. We saw how every thought, every heartbeat, every emotion is a note in the symphony of life. But the story does not stop there. Beyond mere perception and reflex lies something even more extraordinary: the mind aware of itself, the self reflecting upon its own existence. Consciousness is not a single spark. It is a continuous cascade of events. A sunset, for example, is more than light hitting the retina. It is perception woven with memory, emotion, and attention, creating a moment that feels both immediate and timeless. The brain, body, and world engage in a delicate dance, each influencing the other, each contributing to the emergence of awareness. And within this dance, a unique observer arises you. The sense of self is stitched from countless threads. Memory threads the past to the present. Emotion colors our interpretation of every sensation. Attention focuses awareness on what matters most. Together, they form the familiar pattern we call identity, dynamic yet continuous, fragile yet resilient. The you that exists right now is not identical to yesterday's self, yet the continuity feels unbroken. Some scientists suggest that consciousness emerges when information reflects upon itself. The brain is not just processing reality, it's processing its own processing. Awareness, in this view, is the universe observing itself through a living vessel. The nervous system serving as both medium and mirror. It is a poetic notion, yet profoundly fitting. The body participates in this a racing heart, a slow breath, the tightening of muscles. Each signal is both effect and message, a feedback loop weaving mind and body together. The vagus nerve carries whispers from the gut, while the brain adjusts hormones and neurotransmitters, balancing emotion, sensation, and cognition. This interplay creates the inner rhythm of life, a silent, intricate dialogue that continues without pause. Even the simplest gesture, a hand lifted, eyes turned, emerges from this network of anticipation, calculation, and feedback. Reflex arcs in the spinal cord make split-second decisions. Sensory input confirms success. Consciousness floats above it all, like a melody atop an orchestra of infinite instruments. Sleep becomes rehearsal. Neurons replay experiences, consolidate memory, and repair connections, preparing the self for another day of perception, reflection, and action. Memory, in particular, shapes the architecture of the self. Each experience, stored and recalled, informs choices, colors, perception, and guides attention. Emotion binds memory to meaning, turning events into personal narratives. Attention selects which memories shape the moment. Identity, then, is a living story, continually written and rewritten by the nervous system's quiet hand. Our internal universe is vast. Neurons fire across the brain, sending signals to the spinal cord, muscles, and organs, while receiving constant feedback. Reflex, emotion, thought, and perception flow through the same channels, integrated seamlessly. Neurotransmitters, dopamine, serotonin, acetylcholine, modulate rhythm and mood, orchestrating the inner symphony. Every flicker of thought, every sigh, every heartbeat participates in this harmony. The nervous system also anticipates the future. It predicts outcomes, balances opposing forces, and maintains homeostasis across every organ and tissue. From regulating heart rate to modulating stress responses, From controlling digestion to adjusting muscle tension, the system creates continuity and coherence. The self emerges from this dynamic equilibrium, a pattern stable enough to recognize as me, yet flexible enough to adapt and grow. Yet consciousness is elusive. No single neuron or brain region holds it. It arises in the interactions of countless signals, a pattern that flickers into existence whenever complexity reaches a threshold. Perhaps awareness is not a property of matter at all, but a state, a dance of energy and information, a universal possibility manifesting in the living organism. Through this lens, the body is not just a vessel for the mind, it is the mind. Every sensation, movement, and thought is a conversation between the two. The nervous system transforms energy into awareness and awareness into experience. Identity, memory, intention, and reflection are the music composed by this ongoing dialogue. You are a symphony of signals, a universe within, ceaselessly observing itself. As we delve deeper, it becomes clear that every act of perception, every fleeting emotion, every quiet thought contributes to the story of you. Each second is a performance orchestrated by the hidden conductor beneath your awareness. The nervous system is not just a machine, it is the author, the artist, and the audience of life. It allows the cosmos to look back at itself, to wonder, to marvel, and to know. In part 3, we witness not only the mechanics of life, but its poetry. We see how neurons, neurotransmitters, muscles, and organs collaborate to form identity. We observe memory weaving continuity, emotion giving meaning, and awareness reflecting upon itself. The nervous system is both the canvas and the brush, painting experience moment by moment, thought by thought, heartbeat by heartbeat. As we continue this journey, let us marvel at the invisible symphony that carries us through existence. The universe hums within you, alive in every spark, every rhythm, every reflection of self. You are not merely observing life, you are life observing itself. We have traced the symphony of consciousness through sensation, reflex, memory, and the intricate dialogue between brain and body. We have explored how identity emerges from the ceaseless dance of signals, and how awareness arises from the nervous system's vast network. Yet the story of the mind does not end at reflection, it reaches beyond the present moment, venturing into imagination, creativity, and the uncharted landscapes of thought. Imagination is consciousness turned outward, a canvas where reality meets possibility. The same neurons that process perception can create worlds that do not yet exist. When you picture a distant mountain, a remembered face, or an invented melody, the nervous system is activating circuits once reserved for experience, now weaving fiction from fragments of reality. Vision, memory, emotion, and intention converge, forming an internal universe as vivid as the one outside your window. Abstract thought, too, relies on the nervous system's elegance. Concepts that cannot be seen or touched, justice, love, infinity, emerge from patterns of neural activity. Layers of association link ideas across time and space, connecting disparate experiences into coherent meaning. The brain is not a passive recorder, but an active creator, predicting, simulating, and experimenting with possible futures. In this capacity, thought itself becomes a rehearsal for life, Every decision, from the mundane to the monumental, is a negotiation of neural networks. Signals from memory, emotion, sensory input, and prediction converge, shaping choices in milliseconds. Dopamine and other neurotransmitters guide attention and motivation, while the cerebellum and frontal cortex orchestrate timing and coordination. The nervous system enables not only action but foresight, allowing consciousness to anticipate consequences and explore alternative paths. Creativity is the mind's ability to reconfigure patterns, to discover novelty within the familiar. It emerges from the same circuitry that processes perception, yet it transcends it. Connections once unlinked now spark, ideas merge into new forms, and the nervous system becomes a laboratory of thought. Every innovation, every poem, every scientific breakthrough is a testament to the brain's capacity to imagine beyond its immediate reality. Sleep and dreams are integral to this frontier. While the body rests, the nervous system continues its rehearsal. Memories replay, patterns consolidate, and new associations form. Dreams are laboratories where imagination experiments freely, unconstrained by the rules of waking reality. The brain uses this time to integrate, to explore, to anticipate, a quiet practice that fuels creativity and insight. Language to extend consciousness. Words allow thought to step outside the self, to become shareable and transmittable. The neural circuits of speech. Hearing, comprehension, and memory interlace, enabling abstract ideas to become expressions, expressions to become culture, and culture to become the scaffolding of civilization. Through language, consciousness expands beyond the limits of an individual nervous system, connecting minds across space and time. Even attention is a frontier. By focusing or shifting awareness, the nervous system shapes experience. Concentration amplifies perception, while mindfulness and reflection reveal subtle layers of self. Neuroplasticity allows the mind to change, grow, and adapt. The pathways of thought themselves evolve, sculpted by curiosity, practice, and insight. The nervous system is not static, it is a living landscape, continually reshaped by experience and imagination. The mind's frontier is also ethical and emotional. Empathy, morality, and social intuition arise from the interplay of neural circuits that process both self and other. Observing another's expression, feeling their pain or joy, the nervous system weaves together perception, memory, and emotion, creating a shared understanding of existence. Consciousness is no longer just self-rewit, is otherwise capable of compassion, collaboration, and collective imagination. In every creative act, in every thought that stretches beyond the present, the nervous system demonstrates its remarkable flexibility. It transforms electrical impulses and chemical signals into possibilities, hypotheses, dreams, and visions. The architecture of neurons becomes the architecture of ideas. Energy once used to sense the world is now used to expand it. And yet, with all this power, the nervous system remains a quiet conductor. It does not announce its genius. It hums, waits, and enables, allowing consciousness to unfold in rhythms both subtle and profound. Every act of insight, every burst of creativity, every decision that shapes a life is grounded in this invisible orchestra. The mind is a frontier, because it is infinite within the boundaries of finite matter. As we peer deeper into this landscape, it becomes clear that imagination and reflection are not luxuries. They are fundamental to the human experience. They allow us to learn, to adapt, to anticipate, to dream. They are the neural mechanisms that let life notice itself, experiment with itself, and extend itself into the unknown. Part 4 reveals that the mind is not merely a product of the nervous system. It is the nervous system exploring its own potential. Every idea conceived, every image imagined, every story invented is the nervous system gazing into infinity, discovering new territories within itself. Consciousness is a journey, not a destination, and the journey expands as long as neurons fire, synapses spark, and the quiet music of life continues. In this frontier of the mind, every thought is a discovery, every dream a map, every creative act a new world born from the symphony within. The nervous system is at once the vessel and the voyager, carrying consciousness into uncharted realms of imagination, reflection, and wonder. We have journeyed through the intricate symphony of consciousness, through perception, imagination, memory, and the expanding frontiers of thought. Yet consciousness is not only about awareness and creativity, it is also about choice, action, and the delicate navigation of life. In this part, we explore the mind's compass, how the nervous system guides decisions, shapes morality, and orchestrates social intelligence. Decision-making is the nervous system at work in its most dynamic form. From the simplest action reaching for a cup of water to the most profound choice risking everything for a dream, the brain weighs options, predicts outcomes, and balances probabilities. Every decision emerges from a network of neurons connecting sensory input, memory, emotion, and prediction. The prefrontal cortex evaluates, the amygdala signals urgency. The basal ganglia integrates past experience, and the cerebellum fine-tunes timing. The body itself participates. Heart rate, gut signals, and hormonal shifts all feed into the moment of choice. Consciousness emerges not after decision, but during it, as the nervous system balances countless variables in real time. Moral reasoning arises from the same complexity. Empathy, fairness, guilt, and compassion are not abstract ideals. They are patterns of neural activity connecting self and other. Mirror neurons allow the brain to simulate the experience of another, linking perception, emotion, and social understanding. Decisions about right and wrong are not made in isolation, but arise from networks integrating memory, emotion, consequence, and social context. The nervous system transforms ethical reasoning into experience, allowing humans to navigate communities, relationships, and shared values. That social intelligence is a further manifestation of this neural orchestration. The brain constantly reads subtle cues, a flicker of expression, a tone of voice, a gesture. It interprets and predicts behavior, creating models of others' minds in real time. The nervous system does not merely process information. It simulates interactions, rehearses responses, and refines behavior. In conversations, negotiations, or acts of cooperation, a hidden network of neurons guides each action, making social life possible. Through these processes, consciousness extends beyond the self, inhabiting a shared world where understanding and influence flow through invisible currents. Attention, focus, and executive function are central to navigating this complexity. Neurotransmitters like dopamine and norepinephrine highlight relevant information and suppress distractions. Working memory holds possibilities in balance, while the prefrontal cortex orchestrates sequences of thought and action. The nervous system integrates internal and external signals, shaping conscious experience moment by moment. Every decision, every moral choice, every act of social perception is a performance of this invisible orchestra, harmonizing mind and body, self and world. Stress and emotion further shape choices. Cortisol signals urgency. Adrenaline primes action, serotonin tempers impulse, and the vagus nerve communicates calm. The body and brain converse constantly, ensuring that decisions are neither purely rational nor purely instinctive, but an adaptive synthesis. This dynamic interplay is the essence of human agency. The nervous system as the conductor, consciousness as the witness, and behavior as the symphony. Memory and learning guide future action. Every experience leaves traces in the brain, sculpting synapses, strengthening pathways, and shaping biases. The nervous system continuously evaluates past outcomes, predicting future consequences. Imagination and foresight allow humans to simulate scenarios before acting, extending consciousness into possible worlds. Every plan, every hope, every cautionary thought is grounded in this neural architecture, enabling reflection and intentionality, even subtle gestures offering comfort, making eye contact, coordinating movement with another art powered by the same system. The brain decodes social context. The spinal cord executes precise movements, and neurotransmitters modulate emotion. Each interaction is a choreography of thousands of signals converging seamlessly, allowing humans to inhabit a world of relationships, cooperation, and shared experience. Culture and learning amplify this process. Language, art, ritual, and tradition become external extensions of neural activity. Through social transmission, consciousness is no longer confined to one body, but shared across communities and generations. The nervous system enables humans not only to survive, but to build civilizations, transmit knowledge, and craft meaning beyond the immediacy of individual experience. In moral dilemmas, in negotiations, in moments of empathy, and in acts of cooperation, the nervous system proves itself not merely a regulator of bodily function, but a guide for complex life. It transforms electrical impulses into intention, experience into action, and thought into behavior. Consciousness and choice are inseparable. Emerging from the ceaseless dialogue of neurons, glial hormones, and signals that span brain and body, the conscious compass is both precise and subtle. It balances instinct and reason, self-interest and empathy, immediate survival and long-term foresight. It is fragile, yet resilient, shaped by biology, experience, and culture. And through it, humans navigate the world with purpose, curiosity, and care. Part 5 reveals that the nervous system is not only the engine of thought, but also the architect of action. Every choice you make, every moral judgment, every act of social understanding is a manifestation of this hidden symphony, a testament to the nervous system's extraordinary capacity The conscious mind is not separate from the body, is the body extended into intention, decision, and relationship. And within this network, every human moment becomes a journey through possibility, guided by the quiet yet profound intelligence of the nervous system. We have explored the nervous system as the architect of action, the compass of morality, and the engine of social understanding. Yet, the deepest mystery of consciousness lies within, the silent awareness that observes, remembers, and reflects, the inner light that makes being human extraordinary. Consciousness is not a single entity. It is a dynamic process, an ongoing dialogue between brain and body, perception and memory, self and world. It emerges not from a single neuron or region, but from the integration of countless networks, each contributing to the symphony of awareness. When you see a sunset, the vivid colors, the calm, the wonder all arise from cascades of neural activity. Light hits the retina. Signals traverse the optic nerve. The visual cortex interprets shapes and hues. Networks link perception to emotion and memory. Out of this immense complexity arises the unified moment you experience. You witnessing the world. Self-awareness is the next layer. Beyond perceiving the world, consciousness observes itself observing. This inner perspective creates continuity across time, the feeling that you, yesterday, today, and tomorrow are connected. Memory provides coherence. Emotion adds depth. Attention selects significance. The result is identity, a fabric woven from shifting threads, familiar yet constantly evolving. Some scientists suggest that consciousness is the brain reflecting upon itself, monitoring its own activity like a mirror that reflects its reflection. In this view, awareness is not simply a product of neurons, but a patterned, dynamic state that emerges from complexity. The universe, through us, becomes aware of its own existence. And yet, the closer we look, the more elusive the answer becomes. No single neuron holds consciousness. No single region produces it. It arises from the continuous interplay of signals across the nervous system. The body and mind are inseparable in this dance. Heartbeat, breath, muscle tension, and gut signals all feed the brain, shaping thought and feeling. Emotion flows bidirectionally. When fear rises, muscles tighten, breath accelerates, heart races. When calm returns, signals cascade upward, soothing the mind. The nervous system is in constant conversation with itself and the world, a conductor of a living symphony that coordinates thought, sensation, and movement. Even the simplest actions, opening your eyes or turning toward a sound, are miracles of coordination. Reflexes, motor planning, sensory feedback, and timing converge seamlessly. Awareness floats atop this intricate activity like a melody riding on the hum of countless instruments. Sleep does not interrupt this symphony. It reshapes it. Memory consolidates, neural circuits repair, emotions reset. Dreams become rehearsal spaces for thought, emotion, and movement. Homeostasis, the quiet balance of life, is another layer of consciousness. Temperature, energy, oxygen, pH, blood pressure, all are continuously monitored. The nervous system makes constant adjustments, maintaining equilibrium in a shifting environment. Plasticity allows the body to adapt. Neurons reroute, reflexes refine, peripheral connections rebuild. Consciousness emerges in this context of resilience, a marvel of adaptability and precision. Neurochemistry is part of this symphony. Dopamine sparks curiosity and action. Serotonin modulates mood, acetylcholine refines attention. Each chemical wave colors perception, emotion, and thought. Every heartbeat, every sigh, every flicker of thought is sculpted by these silent currents, shaping the personal universe within you. The nervous system does not merely regulate, it interprets, creates, and sustains experience. Through the nervous system, mind and body merge. Sensation becomes meaning. Thought becomes action. Memory becomes identity. Consciousness is not an abstract property, it is lived, immediate, fragile, and precious. You are a pattern of coordination, an unfolding symphony, a conscious being shaped by the continuous interplay of signals within and around you. From the first pulse in the womb to the quiet rhythm of rest tonight, the nervous system has been awake. Every neuron, every connection, every electrical spark contributes to the song of the self. Consciousness is both ordinary and transcendent, the simple fact of being awake and the profound awareness of what it means to exist. The nervous system does not seek applause. It sustains, adapts, and endures silently. This inner light, the essence of awareness, continues to flicker, guiding perception, memory, and reflection. It is the universe within, learning to know itself. Every thought, dream, heartbeat, and breath is a note in this ceaseless music. And in this harmony, life unfolds, fragile, fleeting, yet infinitely rich. As you rest, this symphony hums on. Neurons whisper in patterns of memory, repair circuits, and ready the body for tomorrow. Breath and heartbeat maintain rhythm. Consciousness does not cease, simply shifts, moving into dream, reflection, and renewal. The inner light persists, your most intimate companion, the quiet witness to every moment, the story of you in constant composition. Part 6 reveals that the nervous system is more than an instrument of survival, it is the canvas of experience, the architect of identity, and the cradle of consciousness. Through its ceaseless activity, the universe not only exists, it knows, reflects, and marvels through you. The nervous system is not merely a collection of cells and fibers. It is a living, humming orchestra, conducting the symphony of existence, where every signal, every pulse, every flicker of electricity matters, from the moment you move your finger to scratch an itch, to the subtle shift in posture as you sense danger. The nervous system orchestrates an incredible choreography. Muscles, tendons, and joints communicate constantly with the brain. Reflexes fire before awareness catches up. The cerebellum fine-tunes every motion, adjusting timing and force with astonishing precision. The brain's motor centers do not work in isolation. They rely on continuous feedback from sensors embedded throughout the body. Emotion and movement are inseparable. Fear quickens the heartbeat, prepares muscles for action, sharpens reflexes. Joy slows the rhythm, softens expression, and flows into gentle gestures. Even thought itself is entwined with the body. Attention, curiosity, and memory all rely on signals flowing from far beyond the skull, through nerves that thread every organ, every cell. Memory is woven from this web of sensation. Each experience leaves a trace, a subtle change in the pattern of connectivity. The neurons do not simply store information, they dance with it, replaying, consolidating, and integrating it into a coherent story. Dreams become rehearsal spaces, where the nervous system simulates movement, emotion, and thought, strengthening circuits and preparing you for future challenges. Perception is a triumph of coordination. Eyes, ears, skin, and inner senses feed constant streams of data. The brain integrates these, creating the coherent reality you experience. Light, sound, pressure, chemical signals all are interpreted in an instant, linked to memory, emotion, and expectation. Without the nervous system's orchestration, this rich tapestry would unravel into chaos. Even the autonomic functions, the heartbeat, breathing, digestion are carefully tuned. Sympathetic and parasympathetic currents adjust rhythm, pressure, and flow without conscious effort. Your body predicts and responds, maintaining balance in a world that constantly changes. The nervous system adapts to stress, injury, and environment, demonstrating resilience and plasticity that science still marvels at. Chemical messengers: dopamine, serotonin, acetylcholine, the tones of this symphony. Each shifts the rhythm, coloring thought and perception, shaping attention, focus, and emotion. Every heartbeat, every sigh, every sidle movement is orchestrated through this complex interaction. The nervous system does not merely sustain life, it creates the lived experience, the harmony between mind and body, between instinct and awareness. Consider a single act: reaching for a cup of water. Sensory input signals the location of the cup. The motor system calculates trajectory. Reflexes adjust for weight, friction, and angle. Feedback from muscles and joints fine-tunes grip and movement. Your mind perceives the cup as part of your world, linking it to memory, emotion, and anticipation. This simple gesture is the product of billions of neural interactions, an invisible ballet of precision and coordination. Sleep is another movement in this symphony. Neural patterns replay experiences, repairing connections, consolidating memory, and renewing emotional balance. Even in stillness, the orchestra hums. The nervous system is never idle. It constantly maintains the delicate equilibrium that allows perception, movement, and consciousness to exist. In Part 7, we recognize that the nervous system is more than a regulator. It is the composer, conductor, and performer of life's music. Movement, sensation, memory, emotion, and thought are not separate. They are threads in a single, continuous fabric. Awareness emerges from this living orchestration, allowing us to experience, to reflect, to wonder. Every moment you move, think, feel, or dream is a testament to the elegance of this system. You are not a passive observer of life. You are the product of a living network that hums, adapts, and sustains itself with precision, resilience, and grace. The nervous system, in its ceaseless activity, binds the body to consciousness, creating the seamless performance of the self. Part 7 illuminates the nervous system as a living orchestra, intricate, precise, and endlessly creative network. It is the unseen architect of movement, emotion, memory, and perception. Through its music, The story of you unfolds, moment by moment, note by note. Consciousness is not a solitary signal or a single region of the brain. It is a tapestry woven from billions of neural threads, a constant interplay between body and mind, sensation and memory, emotion and thought. Every heartbeat carries more than blood. It carries emotion. Fear sends it racing. Calmness slows it. Anticipation adds a subtle irregularity. Each pulse resonates through the body, signaling the nervous system to adjust, to harmonize with the present moment. Muscles respond. Breathing modulates. Posture shifts, all without conscious thought. Your body interprets the world even before your mind notices. Identity emerges from this interplay. The you that notices, remembers, and feels is a dynamic pattern of signals. Memory provides continuity, linking the present to the past. Emotion adds color and depth, infusing experience with meaning. Attention acts as the spotlight, highlighting what matters most in the ever-changing flow of sensory information. Together, they create the ongoing story of the self, a narrative constantly written and rewritten by the nervous system. Perception itself is inseparable from this process. When you see a sunset, what you experience is more than light hitting your retina. Signals race through neurons, reaching the visual cortex, where shapes and hues are interpreted. Networks across the brain link this perception to memory, emotion, and expectation. The moment you experience the awe, the serenity, the awarenesses, the nervous system weaving sensory input, reflection, and identity into a single, coherent scene. Emotion is both a messenger and a sculptor. It shapes thought, guides movement, influences memory, and colors perception. The nervous system channels chemicals, dopamine, serotonin, acetylcholine, that orchestrate this emotional symphony. Joy, fear, curiosity, sadness, each is a pattern of pulses, a choreography of electrical signals and molecular whispers. Without this interplay, awareness would be flat, lifeless, and disconnected. Even the simplest choices, the turn of your head, a smile, a deep breath, merge from an intricate network of reflexes, predictions, and feedback loops. Your body anticipates before your conscious mind acts. Reflexes adjust balance in milliseconds. Muscles subtly correct trajectory. Sensory nerves confirm success. Awareness floats on top, seemingly effortless. Yet it is the product of billions of synchronized actions. Sleep is another masterpiece of coordination. Neural circuits replay patterns, integrating experiences, regulating emotions, and repairing connections. Dreams are simulations, rehearsals for movement and memory, blending imagination with biology. The nervous system never truly rests. It hums in the background, guiding life with precision, resilience, and foresight. The sense of self, the feeling that I exist, arises from this complex interplay. No single neuron contains consciousness. No isolated structure creates it. It is the pattern, the rhythm, the dynamic integration across the brain and body. Attention, emotion, memory, movement, and perception converge to form a living network of awareness. Each moment of thought or feeling is a reflection of this ongoing dance. The body and mind are partners, continually exchanging signals. The gut communicates with the brain through the vagus nerve, influencing mood. The heart adjusts its rhythm in response to stress, fear, or calm. Muscles signal tension or relaxation. Every organ participates. Every cell contributes. The nervous system ensures harmony, integrating disparate processes into a seamless experience of self. Even the tiniest act, a blink, a breath, a shift of weight is a microcosm of this living network. It embodies the unity of mind and body, instinct and reflection, chemistry and electricity. Consciousness emerges not as a static property, but as the ongoing result of coordination, integration, and adaptation. You are alive in this moment because your nervous system constantly negotiates, balances, and orchestrates the endless currents of sensation, thought, and emotion. Part 8 reveals the nervous system as the author of experience, the silent sculptor of identity, and the bridge between body and mind. Awareness, emotion, and selfhood are not separate from biology, they are expressions of it. The tapestry of life is woven in electrical pulses, chemical flows, and ceaseless communication. And within this tapestry, the story of you unfolds, unique, dynamic, and ever-evolving. Consciousness is a river, flowing endlessly through time. It carries with it the echoes of yesterday, the possibilities of tomorrow, and the living present. The nervous system is both the channel and the current, the unseen architect shaping the river's course. Every memory begins as a signal, a flicker of electricity in the vast network of neurons. Synapses fire, connecting one experience to another, linking perception to emotion. The smell of rain, the warmth of sunlight on skin, the laughter of a friend, all are captured in the dynamic wiring of the brain. Memory is not static. It is alive, continually updated and reshaped. What you remember today may differ subtly from what you recalled yesterday. Yet the essence remains, providing continuity. A thread that weaves the self into a coherent whole. Awareness rides upon this stream. The now you experience is layered with countless prior moments, each influencing what you notice, how you feel, and how you act. The nervous system integrates sensory input with past experience, predicting outcomes and guiding responses. Reflexes act instantaneously, yet even they are informed by memory, by the patterns your body has learned over time. The result is not only survival, but understanding. The ability to interpret the present through the lens of everything that has come before. Emotion, too, is inseparable from memory. Fear recalls past threats, excitement anticipates future possibilities, joy reflects on past pleasures. Neurotransmitters, dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin paint these experiences with color, intensity, and resonance. Your emotional life is a symphony orchestrated by chemical and electrical signals, blending the past and present into the feeling of being alive. The nervous system continuously balances stability with change. It preserves essential patterns while allowing adaptation. New experiences modify neural circuits, creating new pathways. Old connections may weaken, others strengthen. Sleep is central to this process. Memories consolidate, emotional balance is restored, and the mind rehearses potential futures. Dreams are laboratories of experience, blending imagination with memory, testing scenarios, and refining responses. In this way, the nervous system ensures continuity while embracing flexibility. Consciousness is never isolated from the body. The rhythms of the heart, the shifts in breathing, the subtle tensions of muscles, and the chemical symphony of organs all feed into awareness. Your sense of self is a narrative told not only in neurons but in the vibrations of your chest, the pulse in your fingertips, the gentle tug of gravity on your joints. Awareness is embodied. It emerges from this ceaseless interplay. Even time itself is mediated by the nervous system. The perception of duration, the flow of moments, the feeling that one day follows another all are constructions of neural processing. The brain stitches events together into sequences, giving past, present, and future a coherent shape. Without this, consciousness would fragment into disconnected flashes, leaving experience hollow and fleeting. Learning, creativity, and imagination are the fruits of this continuous network. Each new idea, each innovation, each story begins with the nervous system linking patterns of past experience in novel ways. Consciousness, in this sense, is the mind's ability to explore itself through time, to reflect on what has been and anticipate what may come through it all. The nervous system maintains balance, orchestrates action, and sustains life. It is the silent conductor of the body's endless concert, integrating memory, perception, emotion, and thought into the ongoing narrative of self. Without it, the river of consciousness would stall. The tapestry of identity would unravel. Part 9 invites us to witness this incredible continuity, the nervous system as the keeper of memory, the architect of experience, and the bridge across time. Each moment you live, every thought, every feeling, every action is the product of this continuous current. You are alive not simply because your body functions, but because the nervous system carries forward the story of you. Moment by moment, memory by memory, heartbeat by heartbeat. Asterisk, if the nervous system were a universe, it would be a cosmos of endless activity, yet unified in purpose. Every signal, every pulse, every subtle vibration contributes to the grand narrative of life. Consciousness is not a solitary spark, it is the symphony arising from the harmonious interplay of billions of neurons. The constant dialogue between body and mind, movement, perception, memory, emotion, thought, and rest are not isolated functions, they are threads woven into a single fabric. The cerebellum times movement with precision. Sensory nerves confirm the world outside. The brain interprets, predicts, and adapts. Reflexes, instinct, and conscious thought coexist seamlessly, forming a continuum of experience. Awareness floats atop this structure, like sunlight illuminating a forest canopy, revealing, connecting, and unifying. The body itself is an instrument. The heart beats in rhythm, lungs draw breath in time with thought, muscles respond to intention, and glands secrete with precision. The nervous system monitors it all, adjusting in milliseconds to maintain harmony. It is both conductor and performer, listener and musician. Consciousness emerges from this intricate orchestra, the feeling of being alive, aware, and present. Even the smallest actions are miracles of coordination. A blink, a step, a gesture, millions of neurons collaborate invisibly to produce what feels effortless. Emotion shapes action. Memory informs choice. Perception guides response. Through this endless feedback loop, life not only continues but becomes meaningful. The nervous system is the hidden artist, painting sensation into experience, chemistry into emotion, signals into awareness. Sleep is its rehearsal stage. Patterns of thought and movement are replayed, memory consolidated, resilience restored. Dreams test possibilities, mix imagination with past experiences, and prepare the mind for the challenges of tomorrow. Even in stillness, the symphony continues. The nervous system never rests, it hums softly beneath every heartbeat, every breath, ensuring continuity, balance, and coherence, the essence of self. The continuity of identity emerges from this unbroken flow. The you that observes, remembers, and anticipates is a paternal melody of electrical impulses and chemical signals played across space and time. Change occurs, memories fade or transform, connections evolve, but the underlying rhythm endures. Consciousness is simultaneously transient and persistent, fleeting in each thought, yet continuous across a lifetime. The nervous system also mediates our connection to the world. Senses translate light, sound, and pressure into perception. Movement allows interaction, shaping the environment even as it reacts to it. Emotion colors these experiences, and memory binds them into meaning. Awareness is the bridge between the inner and outer worlds, allowing you to feel, act, reflect, and wonder. All of this, every sensation, thought, emotion, heartbeat, and breath is made possible by the nervous system's invisible, tireless work. It is not just machinery, it is poetry. It carries the spark of self from the first embryonic pulse to the present moment, from instinct to imagination, from reflex to introspection. Part 10 celebrates this unity, the grandeur of life expressed in the quiet symphony of the nervous system. You are not merely alive, you are a living melody, a pattern of coordination, a consciousness arising from matter, organized with astonishing precision. Every heartbeat, every flicker of thought, every sensation is part of this continuous song. It is the music of life, the rhythm of awareness, the story of you. As this journey draws to a close, remember that your nervous system has been your guide from the first spark of life. It carries the past, orchestrates the present, and prepares you for tomorrow. Each moment, however ordinary it may seem, is the culmination of countless unseen acts of coordination. In it, you witness the universe reflecting upon itself through the lens of consciousness. Tonight, as neurons hum, as your body rests, and as your mind drifts into dream, take a quiet moment to marvel. The nervous system, this ancient and elegant network, continues its song, and within that song you exist, aware, alive, and part of the endless symphony of existence. And so we come to the end of this journey, yet the journey itself never truly ends. The nervous system, the quiet conductor beneath your awareness, continues its work, weaving together motion, sensation, thought, and emotion in a timeless symphony. It has guided you from the very first spark of life, through every heartbeat, every breath, every fleeting thought, and every dream. It is your companion, unseen but profoundly present. The author of experience and the guardian of self, consciousness is not a destination but a dancer, constant interplay of signals, reflections, and awareness. It arises not from a single neuron, but from the boundless network that hums silently beneath your skin, turning chemistry into feeling, impulses into intention, and electrical sparks into the story of you. The same forces that shaped stars, oceans, and lightning now compose the music of your mind. Tonight, as you rest, remember that the orchestra continues. Neurons whisper, reflexes adjust, and hormones flow in quiet harmony. Sleep becomes a rehearsal, memory a manuscript, and dreams the rehearsal of possibility. You are both audience and performer, observer and observed. In every breath, in every heartbeat, the universe plays through you, learning, feeling, and knowing itself. Marvel at this intimate mystery. Every sensation you experience, every thought you ponder, every emotion that stirs within you is a testament to the delicate elegance of life. Within your body lies a cosmos, and within your mind a universe of awareness. You are not separate from its war, its expression, its melody, its reflection, and so, as the lights of attention dim and the body and mind drift into quiet renewal, take a moment to honor this hidden companion. The nervous system, the symphony of life, the silent architect of yourself, will continue its timeless work. It will carry you into tomorrow, into new experiences, into new moments of awareness, always humming the gentle music of existence. You are alive. You are aware. You are part of a grand, unbroken symphony that began long before you and will continue long after. And in this, perhaps, lies the most wondrous truth of all, that the universe, in its endless complexity, has found a way to know itself. Through you, thank you for exploring, for listening, and for wondering. And as you close your eyes tonight, may the quiet rhythm of your nervous system cradle you. May your dreams be bright, and may your consciousness continue its eternal symphony, unseen but profoundly alive.